landlord tenant matters. Actually, landlord tenant matter. Which is father of the public interest litigation P.N. Bhagavati. Indian judicial system. Public litigation introduced in the Indian judiciary. Following is not a purpose of public interest litigations. Vindication of the rule of law. Facilitate effective access to justice. Meaningful realization of fundamental rights. Facilitate effective access to justice. So that's Kumar. 1991, it is observed that public litigation contemplates legal proceeding for vindication of fundamental rights of a group of persons or community which are not able to enforce their fundamental rights. Poverty, ignorance of law. Hussainara Khatun versus State of Bihar. Basic fundamental rights. Thus, Hussainara Khatun versus State of Bihar. Right to speedy justice as a basic fundamental rights. Right to speedy justice. Speedy justice. Actually, the following writ can be issued against a usurpation of public office. Writ of quo warranto, public office. Through the writ of a quo warranto in the court calls upon a person holding a public office to show under what authority he holds the office. It is found that the person is not entitled to hold the office. If it is found that the person is not entitled to hold that office through the writ of a quo warranto, the court calls upon a person holding a public office. Rigi versus Baldwin case deals with natural justice. Meaning of oddity, alterum patterns. Addi alterum. Addi. A person cannot be condemned. A person cannot be condemned without being heard. Condemned without being heard. Rules made by the Council of India is exercising its rule-making power. Rules made by Bar Council of India in exercising its rule. Advocated 1961. An advocate may, while practicing, take up reaching of law in any education institution. Any education institution which is applied to a university so long engage in the teaching of law, not exceeds. No, while practicing, take up teaching of law, which is applied to university. 3 hours in a day. He is so engaged in this teaching of law, don't exceed 3 hours in a day. May while practicing, take up teaching of law, provided it is not for more than 3 hours a day. In which of the following landmark case the advocate was held guilty of professional misconduct as he had forced a court order? The tub married AP Haida. held guilty of professional misconduct. Handed over the complainant a forced stay order, while no stay order was passed by the court. After examining all the evidence and relevant facts, the disciplinary committee of the BCCI came to conclusion that a respondent handed over to complaint forced stay order. If any advocate agree by an order of a disciplinary committee of a state bar council, headed by Advocate Act or Advocate General of the state may prefer any appeal to the Bar Council of India. Made under Section 35 of Advocate Act. State may prefer an appeal to the Bar Council of India within dash days, within 60 days. FBC Private Limited Company chooses to convert itself into a public company. It can do so by altering its memorandum of association. Choose to convert itself into a public company. It can do so by altering its memorandum of association of articles of association and bypassing special resolutions. 14 of Company Act 2013 deals with the alteration of article state that if any company may be special. Actually, ABC Private Limited Company. Article 14 of the Companies Act 2013, which deals with alteration of article state. If any company may be special resolution alters its articles, including alteration having the effect of conversion of private company into public company. Private company into public company. Conversion of a private company. Public company into private company. Special resolution. Article 14. Doctrine of lifting of a piercing. Piercing the corporate veil is associated with company law. Under which section of the Environment Protection Act 1986 an appeal to National Green Tribunal NGT lies? Section 5A. NGT lies. Under which section of the Environment Protection Act? Appeal to National Green Tribunal NGT lies. Section 5A. Which one of the following federal duties relates to environmental protections? Article 51A. Environmental protections. Appeal to National Green Tribunal. Section 5A. Mr. A, who was aggrieved by an order made by the controller or an adjudicating officer, made an appeal to Cyber Appellate Tribunal. Later, Mr. A, aggrieved an order of Cyber Appellate Tribunal, may prefer an appeal. May prefer. Made an appeal to Cyber Appellate. Any Appellate Tribunal. Later, may Mr. A agreed by an order of Cyber Appellate Tribunal. Only in High Court. Mr. A, who was agreed by an order made by controller or an adjudicating officer made by appeal to cyber appellate tribunal later Mr. A only in High Court made an appeal to cyber appellate tribunal before to appeal in High Court. Section 62 of the Enforcement Technology Act 2000 state decision order of the cyber appellate tribunal may file any appeal to High Court arranging out such order. So if a person who is intended to Mr. Y an originator to receive the electronic record is under the IT Act, who is intended by Mr. Y an originator to receive the electronic record known as addressee. Originator to receive the electronic record, addressee under IT Act, originator to receive the electronic record. Explanation. Section 2B of the Enforcement Technology Act 2000 define addressee as a person who is intended by the originator to receive the electronic record but does not include any intermediary. The minimum number of members required for a registration of a trade union. The minimum number of members required for registration of a trade union. 7. Explanation. As per Section 41 of the Trade Union Act 1926, any 7 or more numbers of trade union may apply for registration of the trade union under this Act. However, no trade union or workman shall be registered unless members required for registration of a trade union. Any 7 or more members of a trade union may apply for registration of the trade union. 7. Next 10%. 10. 7 more members of a trade union may be applied registration of the trade union under this Act. 10% of 100 or 100 of the workmen less industry with which connect are members of such trade union on the date of making of application for registrations. The text of the certified standing order shall be permanently posted by